Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Fresh Out the Box's Talk of Ages. I am the Game Master, Jahan.
I am the co-host of Fresh Out the Box Casualty CDG.
Hopefully, you've seen our other Talk of Ages. We're going to keep doing these, but today we're going to be talking about stunts. Now that you know all the basic rules for playing the game, you can put together scenes and encounters and use the dice to help determine their outcomes.
Your character can brawl with enemies, solve mysteries, and sway hearts and minds like never before.
This chapter will introduce ways to make those encounters more exciting and dynamic, called stunts.
With stunts, a hero can not only win an argument or defeat a foe, but you could do it with some pizzazz.
You can perform maneuvers to give yourself or your teammates extra advantages, accomplish feats more complex than the basic rules cover, or really do anything that you can come up with.
And the best thing is NPCs can use stunts too. They're completely open, so the Game Master gets to have a little bit of fun on their side of the table when they get some stunt points. Jahan, how do we get stunt points?
Stunt points can be obtained a number of ways. The most common way is rolling doubles on a 3d6 roll and succeeding at that roll at the same time.
Rolling doubles on a 3d6 roll. So what if I roll like an 18, but I don't roll any doubles, and that's a success? Do I get any stunt points on my drama die?
No.
But I got a success.
Yes, but in order to actually get stunt points, you have to roll doubles. It could be on any combination. You're going to roll 3d6, two of one color, one of another, or tabletops. Virtual tabletops have their own system in place to tell you which dice.
Let me stop you there.
Yeah.
That just seems too easy.
It is really easy.
What if I roll 3 2s? What if I roll triples? 2, 2, 2, and I don't hit the target number, but triples. Give me them stunt points.
You do not get stunt points for that.
But I rolled doubles, even better, triples.
You have to get doubles or triples and succeed at the same time. So you have to hit your target number and get doubles.
The way you're saying it makes it seem too easy.
It is
pretty easy. I got one more hypothetical for you. What if I roll doubles? Mm-hmm. And I succeed my target number?
Then you get stunt points.
Oh, well, you should have started with that.
Yeah, that's one of a couple ways of getting stunt points. So you're gonna roll 3d6. One of them will be the drama dice. Usually it's a different color, so you can tell. If you get doubles anywhere on those 3 dice, it could be you can get a 5 on the drama dice and then a 5 on one of the other dice, or you can get a 5 on both the other dice. It doesn't matter where the double is, as long as you get a double. You generate the number of stunt points on the drama dice.
And trust me, I have messaged the game designers and asked them if triples is anything, and none of them have answered my messages, which means no. I think that means no.
I don't think triples is anything in the standard rule set. But yeah, that's one of the easiest way, the most common ways to generate stunt points. The easiest way would be to declare a stunt attack, in where you forego the ability to do damage to get a guaranteed stunt point if you succeed.
Stunt Attack is one of my go-to favorite moves in the modern age setting, and we're actually looking at the modern age compendium right now. These are the stunts that we're looking at. Of course, there are different stunts all across the age systems. We'll talk about that later. But this particular way, the Stunt Attack, I've been lucky. Whenever I Stunt Attack, I almost always roll doubles, so I get to add +1 because I succeed, roll doubles, and since it was a Stunt Attack, I add +1. Now, what you give up making a Stunt Attack is you can't do damage. And generally it says you can't make an effect on something. But we're not quite sure what that means, so we allow it to make someone go prone or to disarm. I think what it means is you can't light somebody on fire or push them in a pool of poison. But it says you can't make an additional effects. But I would think if you could gain stunt points but couldn't use that to send somebody prone, that would be kind of silly.
Effects are mostly, I think, like you can't blind or stun somebody. But you can, knock prone is different. Disarming is different. So you can still affect people, for sure. And yeah, like you said, if you roll a Stunt Attack and generate stunt points, you get an extra stunt point, which is very cool.
Yeah, I love the Stunt Attack. It's always going to be in my back pocket as a go-to. There's always the terrifying moment when you say, "I hope I don't fail this," and get one stunt point for nothing, or you succeed and get one stunt point for nothing, and you can't do a damaging attack. So there's a little bit of a pucker factor, dare I say, when you stunt attack.
Yeah, it's definitely you could definitely be giving up the whole farm when you're doing that, but you're generating these stunt points. And why do you want to generate stunt points? What does it matter if you have one, two, three, four, five, or six? What does that matter?
Well, it matters because there are action stunts, which are things that are in combat, in motion, things that are in action, whether that's general combat, melee, firearms, grappling, or what have you. So you could apply stunts in a combat way. However, don't stop there. You can use the stunts in social situations and in general exploration situations. So the stunts, you want stunts all the time, Jahan. You want stunts Monday through Sunday. You want them 24/7. You want all the stunt points you could possibly muster. Because you can do everything, anything in every single situation with stunt points. I love that they're not limited to combat, I guess is my
Yeah,
point here.
yeah, you do them in any situation. They have a whole bunch of different kinds. You've already listed a few, but mainly the reason why you want so many is because each stunt has an associated cost. Each stunt will cost a certain amount of points. Some of them you can spend more points on, and the more you spend, the greater the effect. Some of them take a lot of stunt points, like Seize the Initiative takes 4. So like it all depends on what you want to do. You can also mix and match. Say you have 5 stunt points, you can do one that costs 2, one that costs 5. There is no
Some
set
stunt
limit.
points allow you to buy them multiple times. If they have a cost of 2, you might be able to spend all 6 of your stunt points. Some cost 1 and allow you to add +1 multiple times. And there's even a social stunt that costs 7. I haven't seen it used at the table yet, but so I guess it would be possible if you did a stunt attack and you rolled a 6 on your drama die to have 7 stunt points.
Or if it's your favorite stunt, which is a whole nother thing altogether.
That's a whole rabbit hole. Favorite
It's a whole
stunts, of
rabbit
course,
hole.
there's something your character can do for 1 less stunt point, and eventually you can make it 1 less and 1 less, I believe. Sometimes weapons can give you a favorite stunt. Sometimes talents or professions can give you a favorite stunt. But again, that's another rabbit hole for another day.
Absolutely. But so you kind of learned a little bit about how they work, and we've teased what they can do. We've talked about some of the different types. Gary mentioned. Did you mention all of them?
Yeah, I just rapid fired sort of what's in this book. Not everything, right? There's some anti-vehicle stuff and some chase stunts that they don't apply to all the age settings. They're more modern age vehicle focused. I didn't really get into those, but yeah, I breezed across most of them that are included in this book.
Said you've heard that there's a bunch of different kinds. Modern age has powers, so they also have power stunts. But there's also Cthulhu's fear and mythos based stunts. There's also the Expanse's newest book that introduces colony stunts for when you're running a colony. So there are just so many different kinds of stunts to begin with. When can you use them? It's all kind of situational. If you're in combat, you can use any of the combat stunts. That's for sure. But
some of the general combat stunts I wanted to talk about, I love these because they feel like they don't limit you into any particular character role. There's one that lets you step in between an ally and make yourself the target of an attack. You don't have to be the tank to do it. You don't have to be the shield guy or the paladin. If you build yourself that way, that can be your favorite attack, like Jahan was talking, your favorite stunt, so you can do that for less. There are things like lightning attack that lets anyone attack twice. Things like lethal blow, which add an extra d6. So things that you would think would be limited to, rogues or fighters. Everyone at the age table can basically do any of these stunts. And that's one of the things that makes this so cool. The age system also has these different play styles: cinematic, pulpy, and gritty. Cinematic, of course, being much on the large narrative side with these huge events playing out with a lot less die rolling and a lot of imagination flying around the table. Pulpy sort of reels into the middle of a nice balance between what gritty is, which is a dark, violent, low health, a high lethality mode. And the reason I talk about these three play styles during the middle of our stunts explanation is because there are gritty stunts, there are cinematic stunts. Some of the gritty stunts I'd like to talk about in general combat are Maim, which lets you roll an attack against Constitution. So once you've already succeeded your attack, if you generate 5 stunt points, you can then roll an attack against their Constitution. And if you succeed, you disable a limb or organ, giving them a -5 as long as the Game Master sees fit. There's also Instant Kill, which if someone's at half health and you get 5 stunt points, you can instantly kill them. And as a terrifying reminder, the Game Master has access to stunt points. So gritty mode is...
you sign up for gritty mode, there's nothing stopping me from using these very same stunts. And had we been playing gritty mode in our very last our most recent Modern Age game, one of our players would have lost their arm permanently.
Some of the other general combat stunts I think are noteworthy are Double Team and Play Dead. So again, anyone can do this. Double Team. On your turn, you do your attack, you get your 2 stunt points is all you need to let an ally immediately attack that same person that you attacked. So you're just granting someone a free attack. Off turn, 2 stunt points. Anyone can do that.
A full attack.
In Dungeons & Dragons 4th edition, that is the Warlord. That's the reason they exist. It's a whole class that only does that thing. And in Modern Age, anyone can do it for 2 stunt points. I love that. And Play Dead, I'm guessing you can guess what this is. It's only 3 points. Anyone can do it. It's not a rogue feign death type of situation. You just fall over, convincingly dead, and no one can attack you until the beginning of your next turn. Now, I'm sure there's a limit to that. If you do it every turn, your Game Master may have had enough. But I like to see
if
that
you keep doing it, they might catch on. Yeah, it's definitely true. So there is some common sense.
Who plays dead.
Yeah, there is some common sense involved in some of these, but yeah.
And again, I know I've said it over and over, but those are general combat. Anyone can do these things. Anyone can do the melee stunts. Anyone can do the firearm stunts. Anyone can do the grappling stunts, which include things like human shield. So you don't have to ask your Game Master, hey, can I grab him? Hey, can I make him a human shield? Can I put him in between us? It's there. It's in the stunts already. The stunts will so many times in combat and out of combat help you make these decisions that are just these cool, narrative, powerful decisions you may not have considered otherwise.
And on the Game Master side, it is nice to, when someone takes a human shield, to have the rules for what that means so I don't have to make it up. Because it does tell you, the penalties and in what situation the shield gets hit, that kind of thing. So that's all very good to know. There's also anti-vehicle stunts. There's general exploration stunts, which are very fun. That's pretty much any non-initiative thing going on when you're trying to do a task like search or even when you're trying to build a device or something, these can proc. There's also infiltration stunts, which are pretty self-explanatory. Investigation stunts are probably my favorite because these help the story keep going with stunts like breakthrough. Where if you have 5 stunt points, which comes up more than you might think, you can gain not only information but incontrovertible proof, and you reduce the total number of leads on the path by 1. So you completely figure out that guy didn't do it. It must be one of these people, and then you jump to a further point in the investigation. So you immediately make progress on this thing that you might have been stuck on for a while, and it might have brought the game to kind of a halt. But then, hey, you had a break in the case, and then boom, you're going on.
And I love the investigation stunt, the 2-cost intuition, where the Game Master can give you a free fact about the object. Your Game Master can nudge you in the right direction without feeling that little bit of guilt of, am I hand-feeding them too much of my story?
Yeah.
It's right there. It's on the table. Yes, you can give us a hint. You can nudge us that direction. And when you use intuition, you uncover a new clue. Whether or not that clue is a red herring or it actually matters, it sends you in 2 directions. So now you've had this breakthrough, you've had this idea, right? You've intuited this object, and it sends you off on 2 courses. This could alter the course of an entire campaign. Anyone who plays a tabletop game knows that if you can change one session, then you can change the entire course of everyone's line of thinking. So just by adding this 2 stunt point, intuition about an object could send your players miles off course for the next however many months.
I've had these stunts completely change what I was going to do because they found evidence in the congressman's locker, and I wasn't expecting that. So then I kind of have to figure out, oh, I guess he might have been involved, or it can change things in a fun way. I really do enjoy the investigation stunts.
That'll take us to the social stunts, which we've talked about combat. So while you're fighting, your stunts matter. We've talked about general exploration, infiltration, investigation. So when you're doing anything, your stunt points matter. Well, now we're talking about talking. If you're talking, your stunt points matter. One of my favorite general social stunts here is good cop, bad cop. So what good cop, bad cop is we're talking to somebody and I roll my, convince check. I'm trying to be friendly, get a little bit of information out of them. And I roll a success, like I roll a 13 or 14, and I get some stunt points. Actually, how many stunt points would I need? Let me not tell you the wrong number. Good cop, bad cop costs 3. So I'd get my 3 stunt points with my success, and I would say, I think Jahan has a better chance at intimidating this guy. He has a high intimidation check. So I'll spend my 3 stunt points. I tried to bribe this guy. Now I send Jahan to try to terrorize the crap out of him. Right at the same time, we get a good cop, bad cop. Boom, boom. Jahan gets to go on my turn. He doesn't have to ask the game master, hey, can I also try to talk to this guy? He gets to, because we rolled stunt points. And narratively, it builds this new relationship between us where we know that we are now both talking to this guy.
Yeah.
It's not.
Stunts definitely give the players agency, so you don't have to ask questions like that to the GM. They're built in, and I should let you do it. And specifically with this stunt, I really like it because it naturally creates that moment of like, what are we doing? Oh, we're lying to the guy, or oh, we're doing good cop, bad cop, and it seamlessly builds that like background relationship that is so hard to do in other games. But it's always so cool when you see it on like TV. It's always fun when it's like, oh, I get it, and you suddenly are in on it because of these.
Yeah,
stunts.
there's this thing as a player where if you feel like your intimidation check failed, then the next guy who makes the check, if his succeeds, then you're done, right? You feel like he won the argument and you're out. But a stunt like this keeps you both in the conversation, working together as a squad in this social interaction. Instead of saying, "Oh, I didn't do well, you're going to have to take over," it makes it fun for everybody. Now we get to have this epic social ping pong.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are so many more examples like this. We're not going to go over all of them today. We'll go over a couple more, but there's just so many that do things that you wouldn't expect them to do, like make a friend out of nowhere, or make someone look dumb, or um, trip somebody downstairs. I don't know. There's all kinds of stunts for every situation.
So, in particular, there is one called Cast Out where you do make somebody look dumb. It's one of my favorites. You can add a -2 to the target's social rolls for anyone who's there to witness the next roll. So you can undermine them. It's called Cast Out. And so they just kind of feel like a dum-dum next time they try to talk, and everyone knows that they're a dum-dum. I think that a lot of players want to do this type of thing when they're doing an intimidation check. They kind of want to undermine the character, but they don't know how to phrase that. Instead, they're just like, I stare at him and I scare him. But this actually gives you a meaning. It defines for you what they're trying to do. They're trying to cast out. They're trying to undermine. And so this, again, it gives players these options to really think about what their character might do and how these things play to them. It's just baked into the age system, and it's so refreshing every step of the way.
I guess you could say stunts kind of help you focus intention and ideas into action in a very forward and positive way.
They also help you narrate exactly what you're doing. By looking at these stunts, instead of just rolling a success and saying, I got it, Now you roll a success, you've got your stunt point, and that's going to help you add that flair and that style, and it's going to help you narrate what is happening, and it makes the age system this great blend of rules and narrative that just marries so well together all the way along the systems.
Absolutely. It's definitely the crux of the age system. It's why we love it so much. And it's just good fun. It's just an enjoyable system to use. These stunts are fantastic.
And of course, every book, every supplement has more stunts and more choices. So we played The Expanse last year, and we played for months and months, and we loved The Expanse. We finally put it down, and of course, they release Expanse through the ring, they being Green Ronin. And now there are base stunts. Now there are base trouble stunts. There are new tables. There are new things to do with the whole system, just from one book. A whole new line of stunts, and that goes to the Cthulhu system. That goes to the modern age cyberpunk system that just came out. The fantasy age system, right? Which has I don't even know how many supplements. Uh,
A lot,
and
yeah.
then the original Dragon Age. That's the one I was blanking on. Dragon Age. There's so many age games to love. There are so many different stunts to look forward to. Different settings have different stunts that apply to them, and a lot of the stunts go cross setting. So if you love something, you and your game master can make it fit or figure out how it works. It's just such a great system, Jahan.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree. And that's why we are Green Ronin ambassadors. Because that's an awful lot of books, Gary. What can we do to help people get those into their hands?
Oh man, if only there was some way people could save money, some kind of discount link included in the information below. What? Oh, what is that, Jahan?
What
Is
is it?
that
Oh, it's coming right
is
at
that,
us.
is that the thing?
That's the
Uh,
thing.
we are Green Ronin ambassadors, like Jahan said, so you can save 5% on anything and everything in the Green Ronin stores. And then Jahan and I get a little something, a little kickback, a little smurf if you do that. So tell your friends, save money, buy Green Ronin products. And if you want to see more of Jahan and I, we're around every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 p.m. until 11 p.m. on twitch.tv/Jahananon. And at Fresh Out the Box, we have a YouTube, we have a Facebook. Just find us, Fresh Out the Box TTRPG. It's not that hard.
Absolutely. Yeah, this has been Talk of Ages, and I've been Jahananon.
I'm Casualty CDG, and don't forget about our podcast, Fresh Out the Podcast, where we talk all about movies and games and streaming shows. You can find that on wherever podcasts are available.
Thank you so much for watching, and stay fresh.